gonna build a security system for my motorcycle using a series of switches, and you got to do the switches in the right combination to get the bike to turn on, kind of like Mad Max, something like that. Just some background about this. My motorcycle was stolen, and whoever stole it smashed out the barrel that the key goes in to give power to the bike. So when I got my bike returned, the police actually got the bike back, and my barrel was just hanging off the side, and you can twist it freely to turn on and off the bike. So obviously not very good security. I had an Arduino laying around, and I thought it'd be fun just to make this a little project. So what my idea is for the security system is, instead of having this barrel, we're just going to make it a relay, and that relay is going to be attached to the Arduino Uno. And what you'll do is a sequence of these switches, which will then enable a signal that will give power to the bike. And the Uno will be controlled by a master switch, which will serve two purposes. One purpose, it will power the Arduino on and off, which will then also reset the sequence so you can try again. What I'm thinking is have kind of an initial state, so this one on, this one off, this one on. And when you have the switches in the initial state, you'll turn this main switch on. Then you have to flick switches in order, and if you get the correct order, that's when the signal will go to the bike. If you get a step wrong, it'll automatically lock you out, in which case you have to turn this main switch off and then on to reset the whole thing to try the sequence again. And security wise, if they know the system, so first of all, they wouldn't even know the system, they would just see four switches. What do you do with that? Even if they know the system, it's 8 options first, 3 options the second time. Then you probably wouldn't flick the same switch up and down, so that would be 2 choices followed by another 2 choices. And that actually equals 96 is the probability, or the amount of combinations they have to do. So if you average that, so divide it by 2, that's still 48 different combinations you got to sit there and try. If you know the system, that would take a long time to try to steal the bike. Probably not, I mean, just security-wise, I was just thinking about it. It's still pretty secure. Not the best, but, and that's only if they know the system. So I was thinking today about what to do, how to get this to work. I looked a little bit into the Arduino, so my plan for right now is on the Arduino itself, it has a 5-volt rail, so we're going to use that to send power through our switches, and also we're going to use some of the digital pins it has up here. We'll use some of the digital pins, and that's how we will basically read what the switches are and write a little program on here to figure out the sequence. So my idea is we will have the 3 switches. All of them will be going to their respective digital pin, 12, 11, 10, something like that. And also the last thing we'll need are some pull down resistors. Oops, kind of missed that jump. Yeah, some pull down resistors, so when the switches aren't enabled, all these will read 0. That's just for safety. I don't know if we really need that, but that's probably a good idea. And what this will do is change signals in the program that we'll write. One other thing we'll need is there's a pin VN and ground next to here, and that's where the master switch will be hooked up to. And this master switch will then control if the Arduino's on and off, and act as a resetter. So that's what that one's for. So we'll make like a master chart for what we want to do. We'll do step and switch 1, 2, and 3. So our initial step, I was going to say we have on, off, on. Then turn first guy off. Turn second guy on. And our last one will be off, on, off. So that's the sequence that I'm going to use to get this bike started. And what a cool thing about this too is it's on a microcontroller, so we'll be able to program it, which is nice. Okay, so I built the circuit, and here it is. It's not exactly the same. Instead of switches, you just have to pull this wire for off, push this wire in for on. So there's no switches. This will be replaced with switches in between this instead of plugging on, but I've got the resistors there, and those all go to ground. So when these are unplugged coming from power, these digital pins will be getting a true 0 reading. Okay, so on the next video, I'm going to probably write a program and show you guys that. And then after that, we're going to complete the build and test it out.